Hey guys, welcome back to another blockchain news video. Today we're going to be covering quite a bit. I have a lot of articles ready for you guys. I'm going to be kind of pushing through these articles this time around. I'm trying to keep the videos under 20 minutes. Let's see if I can do that today. And I also wanted to let you guys know that my blockchain and crypto news coverage does sound separate sometimes, and that's because you do have blockchain within every cryptocurrency, but you do not have a token for every blockchain. But for right now, everything seems to revolve around cryptocurrency because cryptocurrency is the reason that people are being incentivized for so many peer-to-peer transactions and payment methods. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So first up, we have Bitcoin in the green, up 0.19%. And the top five are in the green. Bitcoin SV is actually 5.51% up. So that looks really good for Bitcoin SV. In the coin market cap, we do see more green across the board. So anything in the red is very, very low. So that seems to be a good day for the market. So I like to see green on coin market cap. First up, we do have Grayscale's Bitcoin TrustUS now open to more investors as SEC reporting company. So essentially, the trust became the first publicly traded Bitcoin investment vehicle on an over-the-counter market in May 2015, and Grayscale filed a Form 10 to the SEC in November, opening the trust up to investors currently restricted from participating in non-regulated vehicles. So this is very good. They're gonna be expanding, opening up to new investors. The new status also reduces the statutory holding period for accredited investors from 12 months to 6 months. So that's very good to see more corridors for people to get into Bitcoin. Next up, we do have Huobi is opening a brokerage platform for institutional investors. So again, we're seeing how different groups are going after institutional investors and high net worth customers. So the statement said the platform will enable institutional investors to use crypto services such as liquidity pools, a regulated fiat channel, and over-the-counter trading via its smart order routing system and trading algorithm. Clients will also have access to real-time trade quotes and price locks that support block trades of major cryptocurrencies and stablecoins, including BTC, USDT, HUSD, Pax, TUSD, and USDC. So according to the statement, support for ETH, EOS, BCH, LTC, and XRP is expected to be available later during the first quarter of 2020. So now we're starting to see this push where big investors are not just looking at Bitcoin. You know, they're having options for stable coins, and now we're seeing top coins, Ethereum, EOS, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Ripple's token XRP, or Ripple's crypto XRP, also in the game. So that's going to be neat to see that competition continue to play out throughout the space between different exchanges and how they keep opening up corridors to coins directly for institutional investors and accredited investors. Next up, we do have Square Crypto is creating a Lightning development kit for Bitcoin wallets. So this piece of information is pretty important. It's pretty exciting for those that have been Bitcoin supporters from early on now to see big company Square to essentially be focused on building a development kit for Lightning that's going to be placed on top of the layer 2 solution for Bitcoin. So the new kit, it's going to include an API, language tools, demo applications, and other features to help developers integrate support for Lightning payments into their own wallets. So that's very, very big news. Exciting. Existing Bitcoin wallets will also be able to support Lightning through the new kit. So any wallet out there for Bitcoin will be able to support this. This is really nice. Rather than requiring companies to build a separate wallet. The group stated, for Bitcoin to become a widely used global currency, one that can be stopped, tampered with, or rigged in anyone's favor, improvements to Bitcoin's user experience, security, privacy, and scaling are required. The kit is still being built out, and they did not provide a timeline for their release. But what does matter is that the development kit is being worked on, it's being built. It's going to make it easier for developers getting involved that may not know much about Bitcoin's programming to get involved and be able to have their own demo applications and whatnot. So that's pretty exciting there. Next up, we do have question here regarding, do custodians wield undue influence on crypto market prices? So here we're going to take a look at an opinion on basically how having so many custodians, similar to how we have in banks, how that may affect different cryptocurrency prices throughout the market. So the example that they're going to present is a crypto asset manager, Bitwise, which in 2017 set up one of the sector's first index funds, the Bitcoin 10 Private Index Fund, revealed in its recent investor letter that it has updated its index methodology. Previously, for an asset to be eligible for inclusion in the underlying Bitwise 10 large cap crypto index, it had only to be able to be custodied in cold storage, so basically offline wallets away from hackers. Now eligible assets must be instead held by a regulated custodian. So when we take a deeper look, the rule change did trigger a change in the index composition, leaving Monero out as the privacy coin and to be replaced by Chainlink. However sensible the index criterion change may seem, here we have custodial practices determining institutional interest in an asset. So it's just important to kind of keep in mind that if these custodies become very, very big and people do not rely on holding their own coins and just going through custody solutions, this can happen, right? If regulators decide that X coin shouldn't be supported or companies shouldn't be involved in it, then we can see stuff like this take place. So going forward, this is not a moment just to go down the rabbit hole, but I did want to bring this up to you guys so you can keep an eye on it. And actually, they do go further and say that the fund has liquidated its position in Cardano ADA, even though the token qualifies for the index, because it isn't supported by the fund's custodian, Coinbase custody. So the big question here is, should Coinbase custody decide in the near future to support ADA? Would it then be included in affected funds? Should this potential, which depends on the decisions of a single custodian, be considered part of the value proposition of ADA? So it's interesting to keep questions like that in mind. When you do have big investors swinging the market around within these index funds, these index funds could technically manipulate the market. So we also see it with staking as a service, as these companies continue to offer new custodies so that people can stake and receive compensation on their position. They can also attract or derail interest in coins depending on what coins are actually supported within that staking platform. So just important to keep in mind. Increased competition could lessen the impact, but recently there has been much talk of impending sector consolidation, which could end up having the opposite effect. We've seen this before. The decentralization promise of the early internet evolved into a centralized infrastructure with alarming secondary effects because most of us choose convenience over resilience. Again, looking at Facebook, which we will be looking into Facebook's Libre here shortly, but stuff like that. That's how the internet became less peer-to-peer and more centralized due to convenience, and that's what customers want. So hopefully this doesn't have to happen with the crypto markets in general. Next up, we do have Vodafone is the latest big company to quit Facebook founded Libre association. So basically they stepped away from the consortium and they will be dedicating their resources to their successful digital payment service M-Pesa, which the company plans to expand beyond the 6 African nations currently served. So he is joining PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, Mercado Pago, eBay, Stripe, and Booking Holdings in withdrawing from the controversial stablecoin project. So a lot of people are saying or thinking and have said in previous in videos on YouTube that the reason why these people or companies are pulling out of Facebook's Libre association is because of regulation scrutiny. And to be honest, when I'm looking at the names that are stepping away from supporting Libre, what I'm really seeing is these companies do not want to give Facebook more control and have such an easy access to support cryptocurrencies to those that are unbanked, on top of being the top social network in the world. You don't want to hand that power over to a company. Instead, they're going to do this. They're going to resort to their own digital payment services because they want to remain relevant, right? And looking at the names, it makes sense. PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, right? Stripe, eBay, big names. So right now, the best thing to keep in mind is that there's 1.7 billion individuals worldwide remain closed off from financial services. And obviously Libre wants to solve that, and so does Vodafone, and I'm sure PayPal and every other big company wants to solve that so that they can get that money flowing through them. So it's just about relevance and who will be the big wigs of the new financial sector within the crypto space. So next up, let's take a look at 6 central banks form digital currency use or case working group. These 6 central banks are working with the Bank of International Settlements, and they share findings as each investigates potential cases for central bank digital currencies. So now what we're seeing is that all these central banks, as we've seen in previous news throughout 2019, are taking more serious the idea of creating their own digital currency. And I'm happy for them. I'm glad that every country's doing it. They're looking into their own digital security and their move forward. But cryptocurrency as a whole, I believe, will value Bitcoin and value decentralization a bit more than wanting to rely on banks again. So let's see how things play out. I think regular people in the future may consider these coins, but for now, I think the cryptocurrency space values having access to their own crypto without having it be controlled by a central entity. So right now, a perfect storm of global rivalries, the possible waning of the US dollar, and private alternatives like Libre mean it makes the perfect sense for central banks like the BOE, which is the Bank of England, to become more proactive in researching digital currencies before it becomes an existential crisis. So this crisis they're talking about is if the entire world wakes up tomorrow and finally realizes that cryptocurrency is the best way to transact money. So that's not going to happen tomorrow, but they can already foresee this becoming a huge issue. So next up, we do have Swiss banks enter the age of Bitcoin. So we know that in Davos, Switzerland's banking industry has long been known to privately safeguard wealth, and some bankers see Bitcoin as a natural fit for the nation's financial sector. So again, just kind of reiterating that whole nations are actually interested in Bitcoin. They saw how it grew past 9 billion%, if I'm not mistaken, since it started, and they want to be well placed within the asset. So right now, something that we are seeing is that the Bank of Saba, which is Saba Bank AG, had opened in November 2019. It's a Zurich-based bank. Said that it raised 100 million Swiss francs, roughly about $103.4 million, from angel investors like Guy Schwarzenbach, I might have butchered that, founder of Black River Asset Management. So Schwarzenbach said the pricing for Saba app trades enabled by Backend API integrations with global exchanges offered extremely competitive pricing compared to over-the-counter trades. So I had highlighted this because I wanted you guys to see how some of the companies that have been in the space for a while are now starting to understand the power of presenting cryptocurrency without the over-the-counter markets. You can get them at better prices. There's more liquidity now there than there was before. So that's going to be very interesting to see how this bank is going to work through their app to include that, and then other projects as well. He stated, "What I am really excited about for SEBA is their upcoming deployment of a margin and lending business, including options and derivatives." So again, more financial corridors to work through and allow cryptocurrency to continue to be something bigger in the space of finance as a whole. So SEBA offers a unique ability to hold a variety of many fiat currencies, including American dollars, Hong Kong dollars, and Singaporean dollars, then instantly trade cryptos like Bitcoin, Ether, and Stellar Lumens. So this is pretty cool. We see the interaction of different crypto fiat dollars into cryptocurrency, and then going back to those fiat, different country fiat. So that's going to be pretty cool to see. And I want to see how this app is going to do 6 months from now. Hopefully other applications do integrate this into their own payments. And it says you can open an account over the phone in 15 minutes for an accredited investor. You don't have to go to Switzerland. That's pretty cool. And his hope is that we will be able to develop and adopt that decentralized finance infrastructure like MakerDAO has. So hopefully they can have that and have it for the general population and the big 1%. That'll be interesting. Let's get rid of these OTCs. I think a lot of people saw that OTC was created for institutional investors, and I think everybody's been yelling since 2018, oh, OTC, that's going to be great for the market, and it hasn't been. It doesn't do anything. You're not buying directly from exchanges. All it's doing is creating volume and not being recorded properly on the market. So to be honest, I support what this bank is doing, and I hope other banks, other applications follow suit. Next up, we do have Paxos launches automatic conversions between bank deposits and stablecoins. So pretty cool how now they're just going to be creating, they dubbed it as the auto transfers, and it should be available within any bank. Essentially, you're going to be able to go from Pax directly to an individual's bank account in USD. So they're just trying to bring the blockchain closer to the real financial world, and that's going to be easier to be done with this technology. So nothing much there, but just a step forward in the right direction. Next up, we do have merchants can now accept XRP via crypto payment processor BitPay. I have been waiting for this news for a very long time. BitPay already does offer other forms of payments like Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, some stable coins, but I do like XRP when it comes to purchasing things because the transactions happen very fast, and it is a coin that is in the top 3 that is a lot faster than any of the other top 2. So I'm happy to definitely see that. Yep, XRP is still top 3. Just wanted to make sure. So that's going to be exciting. If you are a BitPay user, you can go ahead and get started with XRP. It should be live now. I saw it on the app, and then we see how other essentially what they want to do is to continue to expand consumers' ability to transact in currency. So again, more exposure, loyal XRP users, and that's going to be great for global adoption in real world. So moving on, I wanted to cover this this here. It's women in blockchain closing the gender gap. It's not necessarily an article, but it does state that only 14.5% of blockchain startups include women team members, and only 5 to 7% of all currency users are women. So the reason why I bring this up is because I believe that women should be more involved in cryptocurrency and blockchain as a whole. Down here I can see a title: 1 in 5 cryptocurrency holders is a woman. If you are watching this video and you're a female, thank you for watching and supporting me. But please, if you have even a small amount of interest in cryptocurrency, please try to take it from more than just a hobby. You know, you never know where you can end up, because there's a need for women in every kind of business model, honestly. And so if only 14.5% of startups are you know, like that's unacceptable. I think it should be a lot more, but I think we will get there with time. There's more. Look at this. This says female coders accounted for less than 5% in GitHub commits. Wow, that's programming. You know, programming has been out for longer, but less than 5% on GitHub. That doesn't mean that that's the amount in the world of female coders, but that gives a good perspective. And then blockchain is going to be the most important technology of this century. So if you're a woman, please get involved. You're early, super early. I'm definitely gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna share it around when I talk to coworkers and whatnot. So moving forward, we do have Binance announcing new global merchant program for crypto peer-to-peer users. So this is going to be a big one, guys. This program is available for all users and members of the platform, as the exchange aims to service peer-to-peer users better and to ensure optimal liquidity for them. Binance noted that the peer-to-peer merchant program is being launched with the sole aim of serving the increasing demand of Binance global users and providing higher liquidity. This program enabled the involved merchants to earn revenue by providing fiat currency payment solutions. So that's going to be cool. Essentially, this is going to provide more liquidity. They are also known to enjoy 0 transaction fees. So that's an extra incentive. Also, professional service support from Binance. In the past quarter, there has been an increasing growth in trading volumes on the Binance platform, and we have constantly received requests for more fiat to crypto access from our global community. To meet the growing users' demand, we are seeking credible merchants for the Binance peer-to-peer trading platform globally. We welcome quality payment services providers to join Binance's global peer-to-peer merchant program. So this is big news. I always get confused because I see the words peer-to-peer and I constantly think cryptocurrency, but I pulled it up, and essentially this is peer-to-peer that's taking place without cards being present. So now I'm kind of understanding what they're trying to get at. Maybe it may not just be cryptocurrency, but being able to use merchants that are not probably transacting directly through a bank account, right? Which tends to be the reason for delays in money being available in different currencies. So some of the main ones, you know, are Google Wallet, Apple Pay, obviously Bitcoin, Facebook Messenger, Snapcash for Snapchat, PayPal, so Venmo, you know. So some of these I do use, so that's going to be interesting to see how these things are going to play out. So next up, I did want to cover this blockchain news article on cancer. I know everybody knows somebody that either has had cancer treatment or has passed away because of it. You know, I do have family members, or one family member per se, that currently struggles with this. So as I get older, I do worry about this, and I think about my family, and I'm honestly happy that blockchain is helping in this space. So in the first example, we do have breastwecan.org is a tech initiative with the main goal to secure breast imaging data donated by patients to researchers. So basically that's going to help with data amalgamation, storage, and secure transmission appear to be some of the principal uses of blockchain tech in cancer research and treatment at this juncture. Another cool one that's being used right now for treatment is Camilla IT Lab, based in Germany, is now using a blockchain system called the Hypertrust X-Chain solution to create an immutable audit and custody chain for the data of patients undergoing complex CAR T-cell immunotherapy treatments. It protects data through 7 identified stages of this treatment. So decision and initiation, cell/tissue, harvesting, logistics and processing, all that good stuff, all the way to treatment release, administration, and follow-up. So next up, we do have a blockchain-based system that's currently being used. It's called Onco Power, and it is used for both record storage and as a patient provider communication platform. It does use cryptocurrency, so that's pretty cool. Now we're seeing how cryptocurrency can be used to help research. Essentially, it's saying a combination of gamification techniques and the ability to reward through cryptocurrency is used to drive stakeholders' participation and performance. So that is very, very cool. I think cryptocurrency, from what I've seen, should be used in a lot of blockchain projects because it is incentivizing people to do more and adhere by the projects, like to help the project grow and help people. So this is pretty cool. Following on, we see patients are rewarded in cryptocurrency for behaviors such as reporting side effects, medication adherence, sharing the genomic data, and healthy lifestyle choices. Oncologists can win crypto for creating content on virtual tumor boards and for monitoring patients. This is very big, guys. This is one of the biggest things I've seen for the health space regarding blockchain. This is very, very huge. Having a cryptocurrency that will incentivize not only users, but also doctors and people reporting information. Like, this is just amazing. So, yeah, I wish the best for Onco Power. And it's actually US based, so that's pretty cool. And also accepting cryptocurrencies as donations, we have the American Cancer Society. Just wanted to give him a shout out. A non-profit organization committing to funding cancer research is now accepting Bitcoin donations through BitPay. So again, BitPay remains in the news. That's very good. I like that we can donate to the ACS through this. So that's very cool. Next up, we have the SEC brings charges against another ICO. So I'm going to make this one quick. The token was called OPP tokens, where they managed to raise $600,000 from around 200 investors who are located in the US and abroad. Some of their big issues came through they exaggerated the number of actual and potential users for its business platform. And they also claim that the ICO had been regulated, registered, and compliant by SEC. That's a big no-no, and that's how you get in trouble with the SEC. Next up, we do have ex-CFTC chair stating that cryptocurrencies could have mitigated the 2008 global financial crisis. Christopher Giancarlo stated that if we would have used or had blockchain technology back then, we could have avoided the financial crisis of 2008, and it could have mitigated the crash. So something that was interesting in this article is that further confirming my thoughts that I previously had regarding the digital dollar. So Giancarlo has also announced another extremely innovative blockchain project aimed at pushing the digital dollar into existence, a tokenized version of US fiat currency. A lot of information, but long story short, what's empowering this is that they're partnering with Accenture and former lab director of the CFTC, and Giancarlo being the ex-CFTC chair. So they're hoping to establish the Digital Dollar Foundation, which will focus on creating the financial framework of what a tokenized US dollar would look like. This is very big news, guys. The US has been sitting in the corner for a very long time in regards to cryptocurrencies, but they are looking for a way to future-proof the US dollar, make it easy for global enterprises to make payments in dollars irrespective of space and time. I think a lot of this news, and if we hear more news regarding an actual US fiat currency becoming a formal digital dollar, it's only going to be because China took the first step, because I wouldn't have seen the United States move in such a supportive way to have the ex-CFTC chair to state this about the 2008 global financial crisis today in 2020. That's a big thing. So we're getting closer, guys. We're almost there. And last up, I just did want to give my channel a quick shout out. I just became verified recently with the basic attention token so that you guys can tip my channel if you'd like. There's 3 different tiers here: 5 BAT, 10, or 20. I've had some people in the Dropple Telegram basically just tell me to get started on that, so I went ahead and set it up. But that's gonna be it, guys, for this video. I just clocked in at around 30 something minutes, so I'm sorry about the long video, but I did want to bring a lot of information to you guys. We have the WEF taking place, so that is also why these videos might remain long, and I might be doing more videos to keep consistent with the news that I'm providing to you guys. There's a lot of news that's popping out, so I'm just putting the mic on and I'm just taking care of the videos. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and click the like button. You can definitely subscribe to my channel to support me even more. Go ahead and drop a comment down below. Support my other videos if you like, and I'll see you guys on the next one.